Hi, it's Lizanne. I'm here to do a reading on the energies of the week of October the 13th. I'm sitting at my shop, and behind me is a great space to meditate. So today I'll be reading the cards of the Starseed Oracle, and it is from Rebecca Campbell and Danielle Noel. Beautiful deck of cards. Love this setup. You put the cards in here. You can do different spreads. It's very cute. You can put cards in this way. Make a little castle. You can do different things with it. It's pretty neat. Anyways, what I like to do is shuffle the deck till I think that I'm done and ask my guides to give me a number and then see what comes up for this week. So many people have discussions about starseed versus lightworkers. Starseeds are a little bit more blunt, I guess you could say. They're truth seekers, and they will let you know the truth. And their throat chakras work very well. And they do like to anchor light, but they do like to know what's going on the planet. And they do like to try to wake up people, to have them aware to what's going on, so that we can send energies into those areas that are very dark on our planet. They still are very empaths, very big empaths, but they just cannot help themselves but to speak the truth. And some people have a hard time dealing with that kind of energy. Especially the light workers, they like to be just positive, only putting positive energy on the earth, only having positive thoughts, and trying to not give any attention at all to the negative things that are going on earth. So there's a little bit of a conflict there, but just find your tribe and what resonates with you, and then you'll find out, if you're a more light worker or more starseed. Starseeds have come here over and over and over again. We are very old souls, and we chose to be here at this time of awakening. And so even though we find it difficult and sometimes we want to go home, we stay here and we try to anchor energy into the crystalline grid light, and try to make a welcoming space for those benevolent beings around us. So the number I received is 4, and we're going to pick 4 cards then. What I like to do is not break the deck, keep the energy flowing, and use my crown in the center of my hand to pick cards, so when it gets warm, that's the card that I'll pick. So I have my 4 cards. So like I said, this is an energy reading for the week coming up. We just had Thanksgiving. It was very nice to spend time with family. I hope you had a great time as well. And the first card. So here, it's very interesting. It's going to be an interesting week, that's for sure. This card is talking to you about loosen your grip. So coping mechanisms, talking about coping mechanisms. So you need to find healthy coping mechanisms. It's very dense right now. The energy is very thick. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of things going on. We're not sure what's happening with the second wave. And sometimes stress causes us to fall back on addictions, whether it be smoking or using intoxicating substances or alcohol or bad relationships. This is definitely the time to loosen your grip on those things, to minimize your use of those negative coping mechanisms, and let Creator in your life, let God in your life, and just allow yourself to fall and feel all those things that we try to mask. It's okay to feel defeated. It's okay to feel depressed. It's okay to feel sadness. It's okay to feel fear. Just, and then you can work through them with positive coping mechanisms. Usually things that you're good at, things that you've always wanted to do, things that you've put aside. I heard a lot during the lockdown that a lot of people did that. They went back into themselves and started to do things that they've always wanted to do and be creative. So that's great. So the first card is Loosen Your Grip. The next card is You've Got the Love. It's a beautiful card. So that's talking about codependency and boundaries. So if somebody out there is in a codependent relationship or can't keep your boundaries, always letting people walk over your boundaries or use you as a welcome mat, so they say, it's time to stand up for yourself and put those boundaries in place and keep them in place, and don't bend them. Lots of people will try to calm things down in the homestead, and a little bit at a time they lose their boundary and they lose their identity, and they just keep trying to compromise and compromise again and again. So we need to really make sure we know what we want in our life, what you will accept, what you're willing to accept, and not bend from that. It's important to know yourself and to know that you can find self-love. If you don't love yourself, then you can't love anybody else. You need to go within, you need to work on your issues, you need to take care of yourself, you need to find out why you can't keep boundaries, where did those belief systems come from, and put yourself first. What you need is important. What you need to heal and to grow is important. And the first card we had talked about addiction, and sometimes codependent relationships become an addiction. We seem to always find the same kind of people, always attract the same kind of people, and just live off of getting attention. So those cards go well together. The next card is Starkeeper, Cosmic Ancestor, Seed the Light by Staying Grounded. So I was talking about earlier how the star seeds channel light, so you can see the channeling of light going through this, and like an egg around them, where they're keeping the light and anchoring it for the earth. So we have to stay in balance. We need to not have addictions. We need to have control of our emotions. We need to be able to stand strong no matter what's going on around us. There's so much going on around us, and we need to just stand and anchor in our light. And that's what this card is talking about. So we are channeling light from the cosmos, from source, and we need to be standing strong. The next card that we got is Deep Cellular Healing. So this one talks about Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. So Arcturians are like our grandparents. The Pleiadians are like our parents. The Arcturians are like our grandparents. They are higher evolved version of humanity. They are very good at healing. You can ask for them to come and work with you, Arcturians. They have healing chambers that you can meditate on. And imagine yourself laying in a healing chamber, Arcturian healing chamber. It's a golden chamber, and it plugs into your joints, and it pulses light into your being, and it creates healing in your bodies, in your physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies. So that's always a good meditation to do, is to imagine yourself working with those Arcturians. They don't seem to have a physical shape. They will take shape to please you, but they are mostly energy. So that's what this card is speaking about. So we have loosen your grip. Letting go of addiction, letting Creator God into your life, making sure that you are making boundaries, working on loving yourself, knowing what you want in your life and not compromising. Star Keeper is staying grounded, anchoring the light. And then the Arcturian energy is to help you heal all of those wounds, heal all of those things that exist in your physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies with the energy of the Arcturians. So that's a pretty cool reading for this week. So I can go through the book a little bit to see if I missed anything. So Star Keeper. So you might be called into different places to anchor light, and you'll find that you're experiencing awakening symptoms. So you have a double mission to grow as an individual and as part of the larger collective. So that's really, really cool. Deep cellular healing. You may be called to switch things up. Call in a team of helpers to support you. So your guides, they're talking about. Arcturians are a galactic group of beings who have mastered deep cellular emotional healing. They want you to know that it's possible to feel vibrant in your body as well in your skin, to have your cells return to effervescence and vitality, to find calmness and contentedness, to have a soothed nervous system and a tranquil heart. So that's really cool. And then we have You Got the Love. That one was talking about codependency and boundaries. So perhaps you're in a relationship with which you give more than you receive, and you're always unsure where you stand. So this card is a card to ask you to do a review of your relationship. Pay attention to your agreements that you made consciously and unconsciously. Acknowledge if this relationship makes you feel anxious or powerless, or if you don't feel safe to just be yourself. So this is interesting. We'll do a review of your relationships. Then we had Loosen Your Grip. So find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanisms and leave space for God and grace to enter. Surrender all that feels dense to the divine. So they're saying that you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strengths instead of surrendering to those addictions that you have. So thank you for being here. I hope you have a good week, and I hope you found this reading useful. Make